It's been a long time coming, but I'm falling short. It's been a long time coming, but I'm falling short.
I know we all have issues and like fucked up shit that's going on in our lives personally. And sometimes we just pretend like everything's okay, and then when we get home, we just lose our shit. Some people just lose their shit wherever, but hopefully you at least make it home and lose your shit. But I know that when I was younger, I used to, I don't know if I was like looking for something in my life. I think when you're young, you're kind of trying to figure yourself out. You're trying to figure out your purpose, and you're trying to be a better person. But sometimes I think that for whatever reason, we end up engaging in things that we shouldn't be engaging in, and we don't really know why. We can't put our finger on it. We know that in that moment it feels good, but then long term we feel like dog shit. So it's like a temporary fix. It's like putting a band-aid on something, and in the end you self-sabotage. So when I was younger, I was doing a lot of that shit, you know. I mean, I think we all, you know, when we were young did some dumb shit, but I was aware of it, and I'm all about working on myself. Like, I'm far from perfect, you know. We're all a work in progress. So I used to always go to the library, and I used to look for books, and I discovered this author. Her name is Iyanla Vanzant, and I'm going to read her poem. This is not mine. I did not write it. I don't own the rights to it. I'm just sharing it because it saved my life. Like, I connected with it on a completely, like, crazy level. I used to just try to find different self-help books and stuff like that, and things that I could apply to my own life. And a lot of it was just horse shit, you know, but I was willing to try anything. You know, I just wanted to be a good person, do the right thing. And a lot of those books probably help people. You know, we're all different. We've experienced different things. So what may resonate and connect with my heart may not do the same for you, because you didn't live my life. I didn't live your life. Totally fine. But I remember the first time I read it. It's inside of one of her books, and it's called Yesterday I Cried. And I remember reading it, and I remember just being dumbfounded. I remember my heart dropping into my stomach, because I was like, holy shit, this is me. Like, this is me. Every line in this is me. And the way that it ends was like, oh my God, I need to have a solution. I need to not just cry. You know, I need to cry with a purpose. So, still revert to that poem when I'm going through hard times in my life, or I find myself just crying about the same shit over and over. Sometimes I'll read it, because even, you know, reading a certain part of it, it reminds me, like, okay, cry, get it out, and then make a fucking plan. You know what I'm saying? Don't live in that. Get it out. Yes, it's healthy. Cry. We're all human. Don't hold it in. But this poem is about, you know, cry with a purpose. You know, look inside and figure out what the fuck. I mean, that's what it did for me. So I'm going to read it. Again, I don't own it. Don't own the rights to it. Nothing. But if you want to look her up, her name is Iyanla Vanzant, and this is a poem that is in one of her books. Tell me when we're rolling.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Okay. Yesterday I cried.
Be a little bit loud.
Okay. Because the air's on too.
And this is loud.
Okay. Yesterday I cried. I came home, went straight to my room, sat on the edge of my bed, kicked off my shoes, unhooked my bra, and I had myself a good cry. I cried until my nose was running all over the silk blouse I got on sale. I cried until my ears were hot. I cried until my head was hurting so bad that I could hardly see the pile of soiled tissues lying on the floor at my feet. I want you to understand that I had myself a really good cry yesterday. Yesterday I cried for all the days that I was too busy or too tired or too mad to cry. I cried for all the days and all the ways and all the times that I had dishonored, disrespected, and disconnected myself from myself, only to have it reflected back to me in the ways others did to me the same things I had already done to myself. I cried for all the things I had given, only to have them stolen. For all the things I had asked for that had yet to show up. For all the things I had accomplished, only to give them away to people and circumstances which left me feeling empty and battered and plain old used. I cried because there really does come a time when the only thing left for you to do is cry. Yesterday I cried. I cried because little boys get left by their daddies, and little girls get forgotten by their mommies, and daddies don't know what to do so they leave, and mommies get left so they get mad. I cried because I had a little boy, and because I was a little girl, and because I was a mommy who didn't know what to do, and because I wanted my daddy to be there so badly until I ached. Yesterday I cried. I cried because I was hurt. I cried because it hurt. I cried because hurt has no place to go except deeper into the pain that caused it in the first place, and when it gets there, the hurt wakes you up. I cried because it was too late. I cried because it was time. I cried because my soul knew that I didn't know, that my soul knew everything that I needed to know. I cried a soulful cry yesterday, and it felt so good. It felt so very, very bad. In the midst of my crying, I felt my freedom coming, because yesterday I cried with an agenda. That was the poem that I found years ago. I'm talking freaking years. So if you look it up, it's really old. And at that time, I'm not really sure how well known she was. I know now she has a show, and like she's very well known, but and she helps people fix their life every day. But back then, like I said, that it to this day it resonates with me, and it just helps me. And like I said, we all have fucked up shit that's going on in our personal lives, and obviously we have to compartmentalize. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day regarding that. Like I said, if you want to look her up. That poem, it was just totally me. It's I felt it down like to my soul.
It's been a long time coming, but I'm falling short.